Hey drivers, Roy from Zonar here. Hey, I'm going to show you a few settings you can make on your tablet that might help your day go by a little better. There's a few things you can adjust that, they help you get logged in or adjust your screen settings and things like that. So we're going to go look at some menus on the tablet here. Now what I have here is the Tab Active 2, which is a pretty new item we've got. And it's got two menus. One of them is a pull-down menu, which you might be familiar with a Samsung phone. And it's got a settings button here, which is pretty much all Samsung type settings. This is not what we really want. Where we want to go is down here where this little grid is for all apps, and go to Zonar settings. And here we find enabling driver cache, pin lock. These are the kind of settings that might give you some help here. We have a lot of calls about drivers who say they can't log in, and usually it's because they're out of cell network or a really weak area, and they'll get what is called timeouts. And unfortunately, you're depending on the network to log in. Now, again, check with your employer to make sure you're okay to do this. There's a way to kind of bypass that requirement to hit the network to log in. So we go back over here to the menu of all the settings, enable driver cache. Check that. And what that does is your login, anytime you've logged in the tablet, your login information is kept in memory. Now with that checked, it checks that memory. It pulls your login from the memory, and so even though you're not in network yet, you're able to get in your tablet and get going down the road. Your logs will eventually sync up with the server, so give that some time, but at least you're not stuck on the side of the road in a non-cell network in the middle of a mountain somewhere, and you're stuck and you're getting mad and you're calling customer care. So another setting I'd like to talk about is the pin lock delay. Now, if you leave your tablet on for an amount of time, up to an hour or so, it'll end up going to sleep and it goes what's called pin lock. And then you've probably seen it by now where you have to actually enter your pin. Now, you can adjust the time that your tablet is left alone. And then if you open that up, you hit pin lock here, you can adjust it from anywhere from being 1 minute to all the way to 24 hours. So you can make these adjustments if you're in and out of the truck, if you're stopped somewhere and you gotta, your deliveries take 2 hours long or whatever. Well, yeah, set it for 8 hours or something, and then that way you're not having to constantly, pin back in your tablet to change the duty status or make any other adjustments. Now, if you ever have to talk to customer care and you have a Tab Active 2, they might ask you a question like, what is your IME? And what the IME is basically the identifier for this Tab Active 2. With the Connect, it's more of what your asset number is, but this Mobi control is what identifies your tablet. And this is the number that you would give them if they ask for that number. Hopefully you won't have to do that, but if the time ever comes, that's how you get there. And if they ever ask you what your installed apps are, if you're trying to figure out, what's your Zlog application number or something like that, you go to View Install Apps. You hit that, and it's got a list of all the applications that are on your tablet, and it's got the version numbers right next to it. So that's where you can find that information. Generally, you won't need that. Our customer care reps can usually figure that out on their own. They'll look in your account. But if the case ever comes where you need to know what version of Zlogs you're on, well, there you go. The next thing is check for Zonar updates. And that's if there's an update sent to your tablet and you haven't gotten it yet, and for whatever reason you've been out of cell network or something, or they say, well, yeah, we sent you your profile update, like if you changed your driver profile. Sometimes you hit Zonar updates and it'll actually ping the server again and kind of gets refamiliarized and gets all the information from the server. It'll pull down your information, like if you had your yard moves capability enabled or disabled, it'll pull that down and reset your profile. Now, a lot of states will have they have laws, especially when it comes to bus drivers, motor coaches, and school buses, for the display to be off when in motion. And that's where you can hit this button here. And when your vehicle goes into motion, the screens are just going to go blank. And when you stop, it comes back to being live again. A lot of states require that. Maybe some employers, I don't know, but that's where you can do that in this menu here. And then muting of the audio in motion. This is really handy if you're in a team operation, to where your co-driver is trying to sleep and your tablet's telling you your duty status has been changed to drive, or you've entered a yard, and et cetera, et cetera. You don't want that thing screaming at you all the time. And your buddy's trying to sleep. You hit mute audio when in motion, so the duty status changes won't be screaming at you all the time. So, well, that's about all we have on the menu here. And so I hope that helps you out, get you down the road, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.